Welcome back to Glasgow as the teams are on the pitch for the final of this inaugural Rugby League Commonwealth Championship. Commentary from Richard Stead and Steve McCormack.
19 games, over 100 tries. This is game 20 and the tries in this game will almost count double. This is the big one. This is the 2014 Rugby League Commonwealth Championship final. It's Australia against Papua New Guinea. For me, it's a coin toss. For Steve McCormack, it's a prediction, please.
It's a coin toss for me as well. Two contrasting styles, as we've mentioned earlier, but if you'd have watched the first couple of games both these sides have taken part in, you would have picked these two teams as a finalists.
So we've both got splinters in our bum because we're sat on the fence, but it's PNG who've got ball in hand first, and they will try and bring it out of their own 30, and that was carried forward by Solomon Thomas Nandepe. But Australia managed to drag him into touch, but that's a penalty against the Australians. They're disputing the call there. I think it was Chevy Ellis leading the calls for that not to be a penalty, but as Silas puts the ball into touch, Steve, was that the right decision?
I think so, yeah. I think certainly pulling into touch, and I think they actually gave a stealing of the ball. So, good start from Papua New Guinea from the attack, right from the kick-off, and they've got a good opportunity.
So PNG take the ball up towards the Australian half. That's carried forward by Nixon Barana Yagea, and he will play the ball there into the welcoming arms of Dixon Amir. Now Silas plays it to the right. That's Clare. He in turn feeds the ball along. Chance here for Stanton Albert. He plays the ball back in. Opening try. Swan dives in, and Warren Clare scores the first try in this game. Australia caught napping. PNG celebrating the in goal. They lead 4-0 with a kick to come.
Wow, what a start there. And it's these two players again, as we've seen throughout this tournament. Warren Glure, everything that this PNG side does, he's at the hub of it. And obviously you've got players like Stanton Albert just running that line, blasted through that line, and as all good players do on the support on the inside. Fantastic start from Papua New Guinea.
And it'll be just how the Australians react now, Steve. And they don't react well. They've dropped the ball. Spilt there as it was charged forward by Poasa Farmasili. And PNG have got an opportunity to double up. It's carried forward with a hop and a step by Bill Paul. The Australians muscle up in defence and drag PNG back outside the 40. This time it's in the hands of Stanton Albert. And he is 35 metres out. Good strong carry again. Takes two Australians, including Isaac Crichton, who scored in the semi-finals, to drag him down. Now Silas has it. He in turn feeds it to Barana Yagea. It's found its way out to Solomon Thomas Nandepe. He will take the ball back into the 20-metre line. Still tackles in the bank for PNG. Dixon Amir waits at dummy half. Now to Silas. He steps off his right foot. He's 10 metres out when he's tackled. 2 to go here for Papua New Guinea. Amaya operating at dummy half. Flings it to the right. Finds itself out to Glare. Glare with a killer pass. And that's Anderson Benford in the corner. And PNG in absolute jubilation there. Because, my word, it's an old cliche again I'm going to throw at you. But Australia still on the plane, Steve. They have not really got started in this game.
Well, they're definitely rattled, I think, from yesterday. The Scottish lads in the pool games, they really started the game well and put Australia under pressure. But it is that man again, Warren Glure. Whenever he gets the ball, he's got magic hands, and on that occasion, I think it was Andrews Benford just on that wing, held his touchline.
Australia 10-0 down here in the Rugby League Commonwealth Championships final. Interestingly enough, Silas has played at dummy half all throughout the tournament for PNG. In this game, they've swapped things up. The number 2, Dixon Amir, has gone in, and he's orchestrating things around there. And Silas has gone to first receiver. Why do you think they've done that?
Well, I think they've obviously got some sort of, or trying to identify some sort of the weakness in the Australian line, or maybe just varying the play. I think you'll find throughout the game they will rotate. I don't think it'll stay like that for the whole game.
Australia have coughed up possession again. They're trying to force something through Isaac Crichton, and PNG have got their third possession of the game in these early stages. Their previous 2 have led to scores, but they will have to build from inside their own 40. Warren Glare, who could be a candidate for player of the tournament.
Yeah, I couldn't argue with that. His footwork and his speed is superb.
There's some more great footwork, this time from Bill Paul. And Australia really stretched. The ball comes out, went backwards though, says the referee. I think it did as well, in fairness. And PNG inside the Australian 40. Now it's in the hands of Dixon Amir to Silas. He tries to step around and does the Australian defence. He's going to go into the in goal. He's going to score the try. Big smile on his face, even rounds Manu to make it an easier drop goal conversion attempt. And my word, PNG playing very, very well. They deserve a lot of credit, but Australia not in this game at all.
Well, they can't handle the footwork of the Papua New Guinea side. Silas, what an absolutely outstanding break there. He got the ball in the first receiver there. Great footwork, and what they've got a habit of just jumping up and stepping off both feet, left and right, change of pace, and the Australian defence got nowhere near him.
A lot of time left in this game. Still time for Australia to get back into it, and they'll try early with a kick from the restart there. It's put forward by Chad O'Donnell. It's a foot race. Can he get there? I think he has. Joseph Manu, no, but it is going to be a goal line dropout. Yeah, nice try. I think last couple of sets Australia's just failed to hold the ball. I think they got to tackle one on the first set, tackle two on the second set. This time it's a bit of a strike play, but credit to the Papua New Guinea defence there. They got back, knocked the ball behind the dead ball line, and Australia's got another opportunity. PNG will drop the ball out. Australia then, real chance to put on some pressure here, and the ball is carried forward on that occasion by Chevy Ellis for the green and golds. Inside the PNG 30, this time it's Isaac Crichton taking the carry. He is tackled by a number of Papua New Guineans, including Joel Kapaki, but they strayed offside, and the referee has put whistle to lips on Australia here. I mean, this is a gifted opportunity, really, and the ball is run forward by Ryan King. Too quickly, though, says the match official, so we're back, and the tap is taken again, and this time it'll be Isaac Crichton carrying the ball up, but I don't think Australia will take a route one approach too often, as Joseph Manu, none the worse for wear for that scuff knee after that earlier try attempt, is tackled a couple of metres shy of the line. This time O'Donnell in at dummy half. He plays the ball to King. King thought about a pass, then takes the ball back down towards that left defensive edge of PNG. Australia giving that a good working over these last 2 or 3 tackles. Now maybe they'll switch it. Here's Manu. He plays the ball to Porter. Porter with a real speculator of a pass which has found its way to Avaza Sheck. And has he got the ball down over on that far side? Was there a foot in touch? I don't think so. I think it's a try for Australia. My goodness, they needed one. They've got one, and it's come from Johnny to Avaza Sheck. Yeah, a little bit more patient from the Australians there. They've failed to complete the last couple of sets. They've had a dropout. As you said, on the right-hand side, a couple of just settling plays, a couple of dummy half runs, big speculating passing, as you would try and get in any game. Just a big man on a small man. Thought he'd knocked on for one moment then, but Australia's right back in the game. Australia know that they're really going to have to cross that white line on a few occasions. Yeah, and as all Australian sides do, you know, they've got that in them, haven't they? You know, they've got the ability that they're very unflatterable. They're very consistent, and you can't bet against them scoring more points. But this Papua New Guinea side, the way they've started, absolutely explosive, but they've just started to panic a little bit, not force the Australian defence into any pressure, and you can't afford to do that against them. Few verbals between the PNG players there. I don't think that Silas was happy with Elakim Lakara's effort there, and the ball bounced off the knees of Kapiaki. So a bit of dissent in the PNG ranks, but they are on top as the half-time whistle goes. Yeah, I think if you'd have offered them this score at half-time, they'd have snapped your hands off, wouldn't they? It's the 2014 Rugby League Commonwealth Championships. It's the final. It's PNG against Australia, and Papua New Guinea lead by 16 points to 4. 9 minutes left of the 2014 Rugby League Commonwealth Championships. 9 minutes for PNG to hold on to a 12-point lead. 16 points to 4 up against Australia. Although that's probably not a great way of saying it, because I don't think they're going to be holding on, Steve. I can see both teams scoring more tries in this game. I think so, yeah. I think the Australian side will certainly start to throw the ball about a little bit, and as evidence suggests in the past few games, they can score from any point on this field. So, I think there'll be plenty of points in it yet. Oh, some flying in tackles there from PNG, and Manu is able to step round at least 4 of them. Great fend as well, but he's lost the ball there. And just for a moment, the PNG discipline looked a bit flaky. It did do, yeah, and they've shown a few signs of that as well, and it just shows you what threat Manu is. In the previous games as well, he's held on to those balls and got through and scored some points, but
On that occasion, he's knocked on, and it's just gifted PNG some great field position.
Silas plays the ball. There's a little hop and a step there from John Raggy. He had a good semi-final. He's not featured quite as much in this game just yet. That ball has been stolen by Australia, so PNG will have a penalty, and that's a silly one to give away.
It's an identical start to the first half, isn't it? Australia's given another penalty away. On that occasion in the first half, PNG scored from this next play, and we'll see if this happens again.
Well, it's going to be Blair putting boot to ball, and Australia have been backed up onto their own goal line because PNG will be tapping 10 metres out. And if Papua New Guinea score here, this could well be the try that means they'll be heading back over to Port Moresby with the gold medal as far as the Commonwealth Championships is concerned. But that's not done and dusted yet, my word. Strong carry there from Stanton Albert. Australia do well to stop him, 5 metres short. There's Amir in, plays the ball along the line. That's Clare to Silas, and he is stopped just in front of the uprights. The Australians getting numbers in there in defence, and Silas is wrestled onto his back. Now it's a chance for Dixon Amir maybe to dive over from dummy half, but once again the wall of green and gold stop him from doing so. Silas now plays the ball to Blair, step and a touch and a bit too much. Maybe didn't need to do that on that occasion.
Yeah, maybe overplayed a little bit. Probably the right option there, but put a little bit too much power on that kick, and I think that's let Australia off the hook a little bit. They were looking a little bit jaded, and that's just gifted them a little bit more field position, so they'll be disappointed with the back end to that set.
Bernard Lewis with the tap there in the first carry in the set then for Australia, and now a real opportunity to open up some space through Johnny Tuivasa-Sheck. He scored a try in this game, and he's got some toe, and he was able to round the outside of the PNG defence. This time a more direct approach from Missy Vaikeli, but he only gains around about 3 or 4 metres. Again, the PNG discipline seems to be going, and at the moment Stanton Albert seems to want to cause a bit of a dust-up, and Tuivasa-Sheck has gone in as the peacemaker.
Yeah, they're just making it a little bit messy around that ruck area of the PNG side. I think they realise that the Aussies have got a couple of players that can play that ball exceptionally quick, and when they get a quick play of the ball, that's when players like Manu can hurt you. So they're getting numbers in that tackle, they're making it messy and trying to slow this Australian side down. Porter
with the carry then for Australia. Ellis waits at dummy half. Sheck was an option, and Australia there have been pulled up for one of those much talked about penalties this season.
I think it was, yeah. I think that certainly was obstruction there. I think he was looking to get behind the block hole. Maybe he should have given that because he got straight through, but that's a good call by the referee.
John Raggy then takes a quick tap. He's lost the ball, and after such a high intensity and thoroughly enjoyable first 9 minutes, this second half hasn't really got going.
Yeah, really scrappy, maybe playing into the Australians' hands here as well, because they never really hand the ball over in their own half to the PNG side in the first half, and they've done it twice so far, and that maybe suggests they're getting a little bit tired, and it's just inviting Australia back into the game.
Opportunity then for this Sydney-based team, all from the Roosters club, as Lewis plays the ball out to Tuivasa-Sheck, and he is tackled 20 metres from the PNG line. This time it's in the hands of Vaikeli, and he's difficult to put down, and that could be a penalty as well, but I don't think the referee was actually looking. Now it's played in towards centre field via King, carried forward on this occasion by Manu. He is stopped 15 metres away from the line, and King will go in at dummy half. He'll scoot to the right, looking for an opening. He's found one, he scored. King is in. King has scored for Australia, the number 24, and Australia right back in this. PNG then with possession of the ball, and minutes away from being crowned the Rugby League Commonwealth champions. That was Stanton Albert with the carry. Now it's in the hands of Warren Blair. Oh dear me, that was quite high on Blair, I thought, from Vaikeli.
He stayed down, isn't it? He's certainly not sure whether it was a swinging arm, but I think it was 2 swinging arms, that one, wasn't it?
He didn't miss, did he? No. He's caught him right on the chin there, but they made a tough stuff, this PNG side. I don't think that's a revelation to anybody, and he's got up and played the ball. Now it's in the hands of Nixon Barana Yagea, and he is tackled inside the Australia 30. Silas is in, plays the ball to the left-hand side, and Solomon Thomas Nandepe takes that carry. Defending done by Chad O'Donnell, among others, on the far side for the Australians. Here's Silas again, plays the ball to Josiah Mano Jimmy, his first involvement, and the ball has made its way out towards this right edge, carried forward there by Albert. Last tackle this. There's Glare. Glare plays the ball. Chance maybe for Bill Paul to dive over the line, but in the end, maybe again the wrong option by PNG. Maybe should have switched the play.
Yeah, possibly, but they're handing the ball over at maybe the best position here now, right on the Australians' line, and I think you've got to give credit to the way the Australians defended that man on man. Got up really quickly and didn't allow the PNG attackers to get through the line. So penalty again to Australia. So they're still in this game.
Very much so. It's coming to an exciting climax here in Glasgow this afternoon, ahead of the Commonwealth Games proper. And Steve, as a rugby league man through and through, how much would you like to see rugby league in the Commonwealth Games proper?
Yeah, well, this is what this tournament's all about today, just introducing the sport into it. It's a fantastic concept, and it's a sport that's growing and growing. Legacy from the World Cup in 2013, and I think anybody who's been here today and yesterday will certainly see what product we've got.
Poasa Farmasili with that carry. Now it's in the hands of Crichton, played along the line to O'Donnell. He in turn finds Manu. That's Bernard Lewis, and Lewis cuts back inside. Australia still shy of halfway at the moment, and it's going to be Chad O'Donnell in at dummy half. The feeling some of these names you're hearing in this final you might hear on Premier Sports in NRL games in a couple of seasons' time. No doubt these players will be featuring, and maybe over here in Super League and the Championship too. Johnny Tuivasa-Sheck, that's a name you already hear at the top level of the game over in Australia. His brother, of course, already playing to a very high standard indeed. Chad O'Donnell with a kick over to the far side. It's a foot race. PNG underneath it, and that's a really good catch by the Papua New Guinea defender under pressure from Jack Murchie.
He was under massive pressure. Murchie was an onside chase as well. They put him under massive pressure, but the big players then. We speak about the attacking players and the big players which score tries, but little things like that, catching the ball under pressure, and can certainly win you this game.
Silas in at dummy half then, as PNG up centre field on their own 30. That's a really good scoop from Silas. He's through, he's got one to beat, he's got silky feet, he might go to the corner, and Silas, that's been Porter, but they've not got him. Still going, and there we are, the Papua New Guinean side have certainly been on the neeps and tatties in Glasgow this morning, because that, to me, is the try that will crown them the Rugby League Commonwealth Champions 2014. And from one of the players of the tournament as well. He's been up there and involved along with the likes of Warren Glare and Dixon Amaya in this final. A wonderful individual effort from Silas.
Absolutely fantastic, and it was one of those what happens next ones then. We thought he'd got through the initial line there, got round the full-back. We thought he got caught. Two of the Australian defenders collided with each other, enabling to go under the stick. So he's been fantastic, and some of the individual play, the skill and the excitement that the Papua New Guinea side has brought to this competition has been superb.
Here is Claire to add the extras, and well, we're right behind that kick. And Glare likes it, he likes it a lot, and no wonder, because the whistle goes as well, and Glare kicks one right on the whistle, and the PNG side, well, honestly, it's an absolute eruption of emotion. We know that rugby league is regarded as almost a religion over in PNG, and to turn the Aussies over on foreign soil and to be crowned the Commonwealth champions, look at their faces, Steve, absolutely brilliant.
Well, I think it's priceless for it. I don't think you can underestimate how good of a win this is, not only for these group of players, but for the country of Papua New Guinea. It is their national sport. I think they've made great strides in having a team in the Queensland Cup in Australia, and the side coming over here, playing against a much fancied Australian side with some superstars in there. They have been absolutely amazing in this tournament, and I think it's befitting of everything that's going on in Papua New Guinea.
Steve, thank you very much. Presentations on the way, but the full-time score in the 20th and final game of the 2014 Rugby League Commonwealth Championships here in Glasgow. It's finished Papua New Guinea the champions 22, Australia 8.
Fell at the final hurdle. I know you'll be disappointed with that.
Yeah, it is disappointing. Papua New Guinea played well, but we just turned too much ball over to them. We didn't complete, and yeah, that's what happens in this game. They scored points, and yeah, we just didn't respect the ball enough, unfortunately.
Dennis, congratulations. We saw how much it meant to them, but just in words, tell us how much that win means.
Thank you. It's a very big win for the boys. After almost 2 years that they've gone through the development program back in PNG, we're beginning to see the results of our schoolboys program. So it's a very big bonus for the schoolboys program back in Papua New Guinea. Yes.
What did you say to them before the final? Because not just to win it, but to beat essentially the favourites, Australia.
Well, we just get in there and do the basics. Just up in front of their faces and make sure they don't have the ball, starve them of the ball. So the ball should be with us for most part of the game, and I think that's what they did throughout the game. Yeah.
Does this give them confidence because you've got some important competitions coming up, haven't you?
Yes, it's a good build-up for us. These boys will be looking forward for the next part of the development program. We also have our South Pacific Games coming up, and some of these boys will be representing the country in those games as well.
So Papua New Guinea eventually crowned the champions after 2 days of action-packed rugby league. And Steve, they overturned what they called the baby Roosters. Was that a surprise?
I think if you'd have seen the first performances early on yesterday, it wasn't a surprise. You know, they've been brilliant. Papua New Guinea thoroughly deserve everything. They were skillful, powerful. You know, you wouldn't like to play against the Papua New Guinea side, and it was thoroughly deserved. So no surprise to me.
I suppose what happens from here on in? Where do they take that win? How closely are they working with senior squads?
Well, I think that can only help. You know, they've introduced a side into the Queensland Cup. You know, who's doing really well. You know, you've got players in there now that, you know, maybe get into that side. I think they have got a couple of players who are in that squad, but it's good for the game. You know, you've got you know, the level of the Papua New Guinea national team is certainly needs to improve from the World Cup performances and competitions like that, and winning the competition has been fantastic for them.
For the rest of the teams as well, there's certainly stars of the future out there.
Yeah, that's what this tournament's all about. You know, there's always players that jump out of a box, you know, with regards to maybe playing for the full national teams, and we've had some stars out here. You know, the Welsh side. You know, what about some of the tries that they've got? You know, the Australian side. You know, the Scottish side. Everybody, the Canadian side. It's been a brilliant tournament, and you know, hopefully some of these players can kick on and play for the full national teams.
A great promotion for the sport as well. There'll be a lot of perhaps newcomers to rugby league here as well.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about. You know, from a Scotland point of view and a Glasgow point of view, I'm a big believer that if you see the sport, you take part in the sport, you'll never go away from it. And you know, tournaments like this, I think, has been very successful. You know, the NRL Nines has been successful. You look at that, Rugby Union also do the Nines, and it's successful. So you know, we need to do more, and hopefully this is a springboard for future things. Any
particular players that kind of stood out for you? Were there several out there?
I think there's several. I think you could have named, you know, 5 or 6 from the PNG side. You know, I think you know, the Manu from Australia was really good. But I think to single any one player out from the tournament would maybe be unfair. You know, some of the Canadian players who've never played rugby league before have really shone in this tournament. So I think there's some future stars, and I think there'll be a few Super League clubs and some NRL clubs certainly wanting to pick some of these from that.
Steve, thank you very much for joining us. Well, that's it for the Rugby League Commonwealth Championships. Papua New Guinea beating Australia in the end. From Glasgow, bye for now.